Okay, welcome back, folks. We're looking at numerical reasoning, short test number 4 for those of you who are preparing for the 11 plus. Okay, question number 1. Jenny bought 8 litres of petrol for £8.80. She knows that 8 litres of petrol provides enough fuel to travel 40 kilometers. On average, how many kilometers will 1 litre of petrol allow her to travel for? So we need to make a connection between the distance that the 8 litres will travel and actually the 8 litres we have here. So we have 8 litres and that will cover a distance of 40 kilometers. And the question says they want us to work out the value of 1 litre. So we know what 8 is, we need to get down to 1. So from 8 to 1, we're not allowed to do adding and minus. Normally when you're doing ratio in this particular style, we're going to do either multiplying or dividing. So these are the good things that we're going to be using here. So 8 to 1, we divided by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1, and 40 divided by 8 will give us 5. So this is how you work out what 1 litre, how far 1 litre will go. So the answer we can park in here is 5 kilometers. Now similarly, question B goes, how much does 1 litre of petrol cost? Now if you look over here, we know that 8 litres, let's use a different color. Okay, let's go for a green. We know that 8 litres costs us £8.80. So now we're going to connect the litres with the money now. We need to work out 1 litre. So 1 litre will cost us 8 times as less. So you divide that by 8. Divide that by 8. What you do on the left, you must repeat it on the right. So that gives you an answer of £1 and 10 pence. So even though they're giving you loads of boxes here, whoops, I'm about to make a little mistake there. Ooh. Okay, let's quickly fix that up. Okay, that looks nice and lovely. So you got £1.10. Question C. Let's go for the orange. How many litres of petrol could Jenny buy for £110? So we have £110. And we divide it by £1 and 10 pence. Okay. Now if you look at it another way, we say £1.10. If you times that by 100, it'll actually give you the number on top. So we can actually buy 100 litres. So this is another way of doing the question, like in a reverse way. So, because these numbers are connected together, 1.1 and 110. Due to an engine fault, Jenny finds she can only travel 1/4 of the distance she had expected to. So 40 litres of petrol. Let's have a look. Now we know that 1 litre will take us 5 kilometers. She has 40 litres. So how does 1 litre become 40? It becomes 40 by timesing by 40. So what we do on the left, we must repeat on the right. So she would be expected to do 200 kilometers, but she has an engine fault. And she can only do 1/4 of that 200. So now we're going to do 200. We're going to divide it by 4 because there's a fault on the engine. You want to do the full distance. So that will give us an answer of 50 kilometers. And that's the end of the first question. Let's quickly move on to the second question. The table below displays the temperature of 2 different freezers. Sorry, 12 different freezers. Which is the coldest freezer? So this is question number 2A. And if you look at we're looking for the freezer temperature that is the most amount of negative value. So which will be freezer number 8. So others are minus 22, minus 20, minus 19. But the biggest minus number here is minus 24. So that's what we're looking for. Question B. What is the difference between the temperature of freezer 1 and freezer 6? Okay, freezer 1 is minus 22. Freezer 6 is minus 5. Now, when we work out the difference, we always do the largest number, take away the smallest number. So the difference is largest minus smallest. So now, if we look at these two numbers here, the largest number is minus 5 because it's more positive. Minus 22 is more negative, so it's actually a smaller number. That's the small one, that's the large one. So I'm just going to use some space above here because I'm running out of space. So it'll be the largest minus the smallest. It'll be minus 5 minus 22. Here comes the fun part. Now, when two minuses get together, they transform, like the transformers, they transform into a plus. So you have now minus 5 add 22, which will give you an answer of 17. So the difference is 17 degrees between them. So first of all, we have to understand which is the largest number, which is the smallest. Then it's the largest minus the smallest, and then double negatives become positive. So we have to understand all those different concepts for that question. What is the mean temperature of freezers 1, 4, 7, and 10? Well, the word mean means add them all up and divide it by how many they are. So the first one is minus 22. And the next one, number 4, you've got to add to that minus 20. Sorry, minus 22 again. Okay. So temperature, freezer 1 is minus 22, freezer 2 is also minus 22. And freezer 7 is minus 12. And then freezer number 10 is minus 18. And we're going to divide all of that by 4. Now if we add up all those negative numbers, let me change color, that will give us a big negative number of minus 74 on top. So all these numbers here at the top add up to minus 74. And then we have to divide it by 4. And that will give us an answer of minus 18.5. Now I'm going to show you how we get that calculation more clearly up here. So I'm going to use the space over here, even though that's not the right space for it. I'll just put an arrow here. So we're going to get 4 here. We're going to get 74 over here. We most likely will need to put an extra point and a 0 here. So let's get cracking with the working out for that question. 4 into 7 is 1. Remainder 3. 4 and 34 will give you 8 because 4 times by 8 is 32. Remainder 2. And 4 and 20 is 5. And that's where this minus 18.50 came from. Okay, oops, it's going a bit too fast there. Let's go back up a bit, little bit. Okay, here we go. If each freezer below minus 15 degrees centigrade costs 249.99, what is the total cost of these freezers? So we've got to find how many freezers are less than minus 15. Let's have a look. Yes, less than minus 15, and that one, 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 and that one. So we have 10 freezers. 10 freezers. Ooh, this thing likes flying. Okay, so we have 10 freezers, and each of them costs £249.99 each. So when you time by 10, we have to move the decimal point. So it gives you 2499.9. So the answer is £2,499.90. And that's the end of question number 2. Okay, let's move on. Okay, question number 3, this one's talking about coordinates. So question 3A, what are the coordinates of point A? So we got to go along the corridor and up the stairs. So we got to go 2 along the x-axis and 9 along there, so that'll give us 2, 9. If point A is reflected in the x-axis, what is the new coordinates? All right, first of all, let's get rid of this here. Okay. Okay, if point A is reflected in the x-axis, well, the x-axis is here. So what they're saying here is if we get this point here and we reflect it across here, where will it be? So it was first of all 2 plus 9. It will be then, okay, now it's telling us to reflect it in the x-axis. So that will give us 2 minus 9. Right, let's grab hold of our pencil. It will be this one. 2 minus 9, correct. Right, so let's get rid of these lines now. Don't need them anymore. Okay. Question C. If point A is rotated 180 degrees about 0, 0, what's its original position? So what they're doing is this now. If you were to connect point A with I'll call this the rod, and then rotate that through 180 degrees, so where would it be? Okay, or what we could do instead, just draw a straight line all the way across. Okay, right, let's have a look. I hope I haven't deleted the answer. Okay, right, let's get a line. That's the best way to do it. Okay, now that line is too far. Let's get a nice thin one. Okay, let's delete that one. Right, from here. And we're gonna go across to there, and we're gonna make that. Why is this so? So for question 3C, if you rotated point A about the origin, it'll be the rotation of A will be on that orange line. So that will give us then -2 minus 9. Okay, let's get our pen. So it'll be this one. If point A is rotated 270 degrees anti-clockwise about the point 07. So let's get rid of that line first of all. Let's delete that. Delete that. If the point A is rotated 270 anti-clockwise from 07. Where's 07? Let's find 07 first of all. 07 is up here. So if we connect this with the rod here, and we make the rod thinner, so that's now it's going to say it's anti-clockwise, so we got to go in the opposite direction of the clock. So we got to go that way around. That'll be anti-clockwise. So we know if we do this one here, that will give us 90 degrees. That will give us 180 degrees, and then 270 will give us like over here. So that will give us an answer of, for question D, 2, 5. Done. So we rotated 270 degrees up to that way. Okay. As the percentage increase, how much greater are the side lengths of shape X than shape Y? So let's have a look. We've got 1, 2, 3. Starts off 3. Then it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it goes to 6. So it has increased by complete 100%. It is twice the size, is 100% more. Next question, question number 4. What is the volume of shape Y? Now the volume is equal to the area of the cross section multiplied by the length of the shape. Now the cross section is this area over here, the front area, this front face. That's what it means by the cross section. It's the orange area. So let's work out the area of that triangle. Okay, so the area of the triangle is going to be the base times by the height divided by 2, and then we're going to multiply by the length of the shape by 6. That will give us the volume. So we work out the area of the triangle on the front, and then we multiply it by how long it is, and then that will give us the volume. So 3 times by 4 is 12, 12 divided by 2 is 6, and then 6 times by 6 will give us an answer of 36 centimeters squared. The cross section of shape Y is an isosceles triangle. How many lines of symmetry does it have? All isosceles triangles have one line of symmetry. Okay. Question C. There are 3 times as many shapes X than of shape Y in a bag containing 20 of only these shapes. How many? So we got 20, and we divide it in a ratio of 3 to 1. Oops. When you divide it by a ratio of 3 to 1, you got to add the ratio up. So it becomes 20 divided by 4. That will give you 5. So each part's worth 5. Now it says shape X is 3 times, which is the 3 part. So you have 5 times by 3. So that will give you 15. So you expect to find 15 of them. So it will be basically 15 ratio 5. That's 3, that's 1. Don't change answers. Okay, question D. What is the probability of randomly picking a shape Y for question D? Now we know that shape Y happens 1 out of 4 basically, because the ratio was 1 to 3. So there's 4 bits altogether. So 1 out of 4. A quarter as a percentage, we should all know what that is. You times it by 100. So that will give us 25%. Question 4E. What is the lowest common multiple of the edges in shape X to the number of edges in shape Y for question 4E? So we need to first of all know how many edges shape X has. Let's change color a bit. Shape. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 edges. 1, 2, 3. And 3 on that side and 3 around that side, so that's 9. So we got 8 and 9. So we got 8 and 9. The LCM is equal to, in this particular case, is 72, which is worked out by doing 8 times by 9. The lowest common multiple of those two numbers, 8 and 9, is 72. And that's the end of question number 4. We're just moving on to our last question. Question number 5. Below are two number machines with their products and functions shown. What is the value of x? For us to work out the value of x, we have to reverse this machine here. So opposite of minus 11 is add 11. Opposite time by 10 is divide by 10. And then it'll give us x. So 169, if you add 1 is 170, add 10, that'll give you 180. 180 divided by 10 will give us 18. So that should give us 18 for the value of x. So we reverse the machine. Okay. How much greater is x than y? We've got to work out y now. So opposite of adding 6 squared is minusing 36. Opposite of timesing by 16 is dividing by 16. So we've got to work out the value of y now. So 196 take away 136. That will give you 160. And then that divided by 16 will give you 10. Okay. So x is 18, y is 10, and x is 8 greater than y. 18 minus 10, that will give you 8. Okay. What is the positive square root of the output of number machine 1? Number machine 1 is 169. We have to do 169 square root here. That gives us 13. Oops, have I put that in the wrong place? That's okay. What is the positive root of the output of number machine 2? How about in the right way around? Machine 1 was 169. Machine number 2 is 196. So we've got a square root of 196. And that will be the next number from 13, which also gives us 14. So 14 times by 4 is 196. What is the product of the positive square roots of the outputs from numbers machines 1 and 2? Now the product means multiply. So we get the answer to part C. We multiply it to the answer to part D. And that gives us the answer to part E. So that gives you 182. Thank you very much for joining us on this video. See you on the next one.